Hi guys, it is Wednesday, May 20th, and we are on week 3, day 4 in our math packets. And the first one says triangles. Every small shaded triangle in the design below is the same size. What is the side length of one of the small shaded triangles? All right, guys, so for this, all we need to do, since all the sides are the same, is count how many small shaded triangles there are on one of the sides. So just go through here and start here, just the shaded ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, so what we're going to do is take 100 centimeters divided by 16. All right, well 16 won't go into 1 or 10, so our answer is going to begin over the second zero, okay? So, right here, so we have to decide how many 16s are in 100, and we're going to just use guess and check with that. So let's just guess 8, 48, whoopsie, 8 and 4 is 12, 128. Well, that's too high, isn't it? We can't go over 100. So let's go down a little. 16 times 6, 36. 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, okay. 96. That looks good. So we're going to put a 6 here. 6 times 16 we just did over here is 96. So we're going to put that number here. All right, so what is 100 take away 96? Or if you need to do this, you can, because you can't take 6 from 0 and you can't borrow from 0. So we have to borrow from the 1 here and put that 1 here. Now we have 10. Now we can borrow from 10. And this is 9. And now this is 10. So 10 take away 6 is 4. 9 take away 9 is 0. And 0 take away 0 is 0. Well, we don't have an answer here. So we're going to have to add a decimal and add a 0 and bring down the 0. Now, how many 16s are in? We're going to bring that decimal up. Okay, so how many 16s are in 40? So we have to guess and check. So let's see, let's try 3. 3 times 6 is 18, 3 times 1 is 3, 48. Too high, too high. We can't go over 40. So let's go down one. 16 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Put down our 2, carry our 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Aha, 32. So we're going to put a 2 up here. 2 times 16, we just did the math, is 32. All right. So we can't take 2 from 0, so we have to borrow from the 4, make this a 3. 10 take away 2 is 8. Still not finished. We have to add another 0 and bring it down. All right, so we know that it's higher than 3 because that was 48, but it's lower than 6 because that was 96. So let's try 5. Okay, 6 times 5 is 30. Put down our 0, carry our 3. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. Aha, right on the money. So this is 5, and we know that 5 times 16 is 80. So we have our answer. So it says, let's go back here. What is the side length of one of the small? So do you see one of these let's see, just of this right there. Okay, each of those is 6.25 centimeters, or 6¼ centimeters if you were going to make that a fraction, but 6.25 centimeters. Okay? All right, I hope you can see that clearly. And I'm going to have to erase this, but you have it on your page to finish up. All right, so let's go down to visual pattern. All righty, so let's move along here, and it says, below is a pattern of cylinders in stages 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so here's stage 1. Oops, let's move it up a little bit. Stages 1, 2, and 3. All right. Draw or describe what you think stage 10 might look like. Label how many cylinders are in each stage. Well, first off, it said draw what you think stage 4 might look like. Then 10, then, okay, label them. Write an equation. Okay, we've done this kind of work before. So we've got 4 here. And we've got 4, 5, 6, 7 here. And we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 here. All right, we're getting pretty good at this now. We can see that they're going up by 3. Okay, so if you were going to draw this, so there's 2 here. So these 2 here and 1 here. So let's see, I'm not going to try to draw a cylinder. I'm just going to put an X. So this is stage 4. So each of these X's is the same as that cylinder, okay? So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to go up by 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be 5, okay? All right, you see how each of these, there's 2 here, and then they added 1 here, 3, and then there's 3 here, and they added 1. So we had 4 here and added 1. Now, we started out with 1 here, and so now we added another one, okay? So then we have 3 here and added another one. So now, stage 4 is going to be, all right, so then we're going across and we added another 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and add 1. Now, to go down, I didn't leave a lot of room, did I? We're adding 1. So this one's going down 4. See, we started out with 1, 2, 3, and then 4. We're going to add 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we did, guys, is we added 1 here, 1 over here, and 1 here. Okay? And that's what you would do if you wanted to show the rest of them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we have, we can guess that there's going to be 13 in this one here, 13. And now let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay? All right, so now we have to write an equation for the number of cylinders. All right, guys. So I went ahead and drew this so that you didn't have to watch me and take up that time watching me. So I erased the other stuff, but you still have it. And then I made our function box. So S stands for stage, and C stands for cylinder. So if you remember, well, we can look right here. Stage 1 had 4 cylinders, right? Stage 2, we said, had 7. Stage 3 had 10. And then we got to stage 4, which was 13. All right, so we can look for patterns here. What did we do to 4 to get to 7? We added 3. You see, what did we do to 7 to get to 10? Add 3. 10 to 13, add 3, and that's going to be all the way down. So you just can fill in these. 13 plus 3 is 16. Okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you can go ahead and do that, but now we have to come up with an equation. And so this is similar to one we did before. It is saying that, let's see. Oh, okay, it tells us right here, the stage number is n. So I should have put this as an n, not s for stage. Stage number is n, and c is cylinder. Okay? All right, so we know that it's changing by 3, so 3 times the stage, but if you notice, 3 times 1 is 3, plus what gives you 4, plus 1. Okay, so let's see if that works for all of them. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So it looks like we have our equation there. Okay? All right, so it did ask you to go ahead and draw. Let's see, B said draw and describe what you think 10 might look like. So on scrap paper or somewhere on the side, then go ahead and draw what 10 would look like, and you'll be able to check it when you get 10 here. Okay? All right, so we're getting pretty good at that. That's been 3 or 4 that we've had now. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you struggle with that still, and I will go over it again. All right, I'm going to erase this so I can move up. All right, so this says solve an equation. Solve each equation, show your reasoning. Okay, excuse me. All right, so let's take a look. Okay, so this is multiplication. Remember, in an equation, we have to get the variable by itself. We're solving for the variable. Remember, that stands for a number, and we have to solve here for n, m, k, h, and g. All right, so in order to solve, we have to get that, whoops, did not mean to do that. We have to get that g by itself. So let's take a look. This is multiplication, so to get g by itself, we have to divide. So that's 14 divided by 14 is just 1, so this is left with g. We're left with g here, because 1g is g. All right, but the rule is whatever we do to that side, we have to do to this side. So, okay, we're going to have to do some division here. So we're going to come over here, 111 divided by 14. All right, so this is a guess and check. 14 won't go into 1, so we're not going to have an answer here. 14 won't go into 11, so we won't have an answer here. So 14 will go into 111, so the answer is going to be here. So what we have to do, though, is guess and check. So let's take a look at 14. We have to get either 111 or less than 111. So let's take a guess. I don't know what you want to start with. Let's see, we'll try 6. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 2 is 84. Okay, that's not high enough, so we're going to have to go a little higher. 14, let's try 7 times 7. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 2 is 9. Okay, we're going to get closer, but let me just see if it's 8. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 3 is 11. Oh, look at that. So we cannot use 8 because it's 1 more than 111. We have to go to what's lower than 111. So we cannot use 8. So we're going to use 7, and we're going to put it here. Now, 7 times 14, we've already done the math. 7 times 14 is 98. We're going to subtract. All right, so we can't take 8 from 1, so we're going to borrow from the 1, and this becomes a 0, and this becomes an 11. Oops, 11. 11 take away 8 is 3. We can't take 9 from 0, so we have to borrow. This becomes a 0. This becomes a 10. 10 take away 9 is 1. All right, so we have to add a decimal and 2 zeros. Okay, so let's bring down one of those zeros. All right, we get 130. Well, let's look at the work we've already done. Okay, 112, not quite high enough, I don't think. We've got to check with doing 14 times 9 and see if that gets us closer, which I think that it will. 9 times 4 is 36. Carry our 3. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 3 is 12. Yep. So this is 9. Okay. So we're going to put a 9 right here. We'll put our decimal, and we're going to put a 9 here. So we've already done the work. 9 times 14 is 126. So we're going to put the 126 here, and we're going to subtract. Now we can't take 6 from 0, so we have to borrow. This is now 10 take away 6, which is 4. 2 take away 2 is 0. 1 take away 1 is 0. All right, we're going to bring down one more 0. All right, let's see if we got close to that. 40. 14 into 40. 6 is too high. I think 5 will probably be too high too. Let's try, well, 14 and 14 is 28. That's pretty close. Let's see what 3 is. 12, 42, that's too big. So we've got to go with 2. Hold on here. Don't have a lot of room. 2 times 14 is 28. All right, 8 from 0 you can't do, so this is 3, and this is 1. 10 take away 8 is 2. 3 take away 2 is 1. Okay, we're going to have to bring down one more 0, I think, one more. All right, so let's see, 120. Now we've done some work here. I think 126 is too high. 112 would be the next one down, so we're going to do 8. We've already done the work. 8 times 14 is 112. Okay, so we can't take 2 from 0, so we're going to borrow. 10 take away 2 is 8. Okay, so you can see that this is probably going to keep going. So at some point we can stop, and usually your teachers want you to go 2 places past the decimal point. So what you can do here, and when you don't have an exact answer, you can put about, and then I would round this. So what we have to do is look at the 2 and then go to the right, and if this number is a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, we can round up. So this would be 7.93. Okay? So either one of these would be correct. You can either do 7.93 or you can just stop right here and say about 7.928. You don't usually 7.928. You see, oops, yeah, either one of those. But I wouldn't keep going because you would just continue to get numbers with a remainder. So at some point you can stop, and your teachers usually will have you go to 2 places past the decimal point, but you have to go 3 here in order to round because you need that third number. All right, I hope that makes sense for that, but I would use this or this. Okay? All right, so let's move on to another one. I'm going to erase this. I'm not going to do all of these, but I think that one was probably about the hardest. So I'm glad I got that one done with you. So on the rest of these, though, all you have to do, well, some of these are going to be a little bit tricky, aren't they? Because here you are going to have to make common denominators. Okay, so for instance, you have to get k by itself, and this is plus 1/3. So to get rid of this 1/3, and this is plus, we have to subtract 1/3. Well, that's not very dark, is it? Now that gets k by itself because you get rid of the 1/3, but now whatever you do here, you have to do here, so you have to subtract 1/3 here. Okay, well, in order to do that, you remember you cannot subtract decimals, fractions with unlike denominators. And these denominators are not the same, so you can't do this. So we have to make the denominators the same. So look at your multiplication chart and go across and look and see what number both 3 and 8 can go into. I hope you see that it's 24. I should have left more room. All right, so now let's do this. 8 times what is 24? 8 times 3. So remember our rule, whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. So 1 times 3 is 3. Okay? Now 3 times what is 24? I hope you said 8. So whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. So this is 8 24ths. So now our problem is 5 and 3 24ths. Oops. 24ths. Take away 8 24ths. Now the 8 24ths has to go under the fraction. It can't go under the 5. Okay? All right, so, whoops. All right, so we're subtracting here. Put it there. Okay, oops, 8 24ths. Okay, so now we can only subtract the numerators. We leave the denominator alone. Okay? We keep it the same. Now you can't take 8 from 3. So we have to borrow 1 from here. But when we're doing fractions, we're really borrowing a fraction. So we look and see the denominator that we're using, 24, and what over 24 equals 1? Do you remember? 24. So when we add 24 24s to this, we're really adding one whole, okay? So we are not going to add anything in the denominator. 24 plus 3 is 27. So when we add 24 plus 3, we get 27 24s. Hi. Okay. So now we have 27 24s take away 8 24s. So we're just going to subtract the numerators. 27 take away 8. Because we leave the 24s the same. So we can't do 8 from 7. We borrow. We got 17 take away 8 is 9. All right, so our answer here, 27 minus 8 24s is 9 24s. But we cannot forget about our whole number. 4 take away 0 is 4. So our final answer here is 4 and 9 24s. Oops, 24s. K equals 4 and 9 24s. Wait. Hold on, did I do that right? I did not. Look at this. So see, 17 take away 8 is 9, but I didn't do this. 1 take away 0 is 1. So see, teachers make mistakes too. You always have to go back and check your work. And when I looked back and saw that didn't really make sense because 9 plus 8 is not 27. 19 plus 8 is. Okay, so let's fix this. 19 24s. So 4 and 19 24s is your answer for what is K. Always check your work. It's easy to make a calculation error, okay? All right, so K equals 4 and 19 24s. All right, so these are going to take a little while. You have 3 left, but you can do this. So here you're going to solve for n, so you're going to divide both sides by 4. Okay. And I'll give you a hint that you're going to end up with a decimal. Okay, so you have to divide this by 4. Okay. All right, this one is multiplication, so we have to solve that by dividing by 2/5. So we have to divide this side by 2/5. Now, remember division's different than multiplication. Okay, it's keep, change, and then flip, and then multiply across. Okay? And then this one is adding, so to get rid of this and to get h by itself, you're going to subtract. .88. Well, this one should be fairly easy because you're just going to subtract from this side. Make sure you borrow. All right, so I hope that helps you with those, and good luck with that, and we will see you tomorrow. If you have any questions or concerns or not sure how to do it, let me know and I can go over more of them. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.